is coming back to take over this entire side. Tiger probably should focus on this MG. Panther, I don't know what it's doing. Probably should. I mean, he is grouping up his men. But we have a nice frag bomb coming in, I'm assuming. Wrong direction. Always best calling the frag bomb in the direction that's closest to the enemy. So that way they can't escape. Luckily, oh my god. That MG was like a freaking action movie. Just gets out of the building before it all explodes. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 here bringing another COH2 replay. This is a 4v4 on Essen Steelworks. And yeah, if you can't tell, this is also by quite a few people you may or may not know if you regularly view my content. But they're Patreon supporters, so if you want to support me, check me out on Patreon. Or just like the video, that helps too. But in any case, that'll all be down below. But in any case, we have Johnny, Napoleon Bonaparte, Sherman Tank, Moist Chungus versus Barracuda, Black and White, Princess, Bubblegum, and Sharf. If you don't know who I'm speaking with, then I will leave those names until the very end. Just note that I know an entire team of players playing this game compared to the other side. So, just as a heads up, I figured I'd put that out there. But, yeah, my goal is to try to put like one Patreon, either member or group video, and then also a bunch of other people's videos throughout the week. That way, again, it kind of highlights my people who support me. Because, you know, thank you guys so very much for supporting me. But in any case, this is a 4v4. Let's double check everyone's rank real quick to kind of give you an idea of what the skill levels are here. Looks like Sharf is kind of the weakest link here, though it looks like the Axis are actually better overall in terms of playtime. Or at least more consistent. But we'll see how things go. Barracuda already seeking those kills. Oh my god, flanking the MG. Moist Chungus just getting rickety wrecked. And actually, is he going to get in the building and come out this way? That'll be awesome. And then get behind the heavy cover. Nice mortar hit right there. I love this MG. Can't even do anything. Gets over here to try to escape. And to be fair, this is the safest way as it's closest to your base. Maybe just get the hell out of there. That might be a good idea. Any case, it looks like the Germans are going to take over this point with the mortar team and MG here as well. I don't think the Allies are going to take this anytime soon. Meanwhile, German forces pushing pretty hard in mid. Black and White doing a fantastic job at least keeping pressure on the Soviet player, which is Johnny. Johnny, by the way, going shock rifle, good anti-infantry along with the IS-2, good against all targets. We got Napoleon going mechanized support, so really I like this doctrine, good against fortifications and pretty much everything with guards, infantry, armor, and IS-152 against infantry and armor alike. Again, it's literally like, do you want to blow up tanks in like a couple shots, or do you want to blow up infantry with a single explosive round? You decide. Just don't choose the other on the opposite, otherwise it's not going to work. Alright, anyway, we got also Sherman Tank going airborne, so lots of good infantry and a anti-armor airstrike. Penal troops trying to hold the line. Sturm Pioneers might get the kill if they focus fire. Oh, so very close. One-man squad. Conscript's going to hide in the building. They should be relatively fine. They're out of cover. Even though those multiple squads are pretty weak overall. The only thing I can see is incendiary grenade. But right now, we don't see a building being made or developed, so that's unlikely. The conscripts are in heavy cover, and these guys just got in heavy cover, but they're relatively low. And if all these squads are focusing fire, along with the additional squads focusing over here, like I said, I think they'll be okay. Oh, no, damn. Sturm Pioneers just mowing him down. I thought they would be out. Oh, my God. In a flamethrower now. Man, Black and White is just keeping up the pressure. Damn. But in any case, Axis forces are very low on health. That flamethrower are going to do a lot of damage first thing, no matter if they're in health or not. I was honestly wrong. I didn't know the Sturm Pioneer would get that many kills. Now, unfortunately, he better get the hell out of there before he dies, because he's very close. Oh my god, gets shot in the back by Conscript's Engineer Squad. Finally get the kill. Engineer Squad actually got that kill. Cool. That's actually funny. Another Engineer Squad killing an Engineer Squad, or Pioneer Squad in this case. Meanwhile, Axis forces have controlled the left fuel. I like the barbed wire here the Allies left, I guess, trying to stop heavy cover, but it's still funny because they still get the heavy cover, which is pretty hilarious in my book. It's like, don't worry guys, the barbed wire will stop it. The barbed wire did not stop it. But in any case, Axis forces pushing on up, doing a pretty good job. Rear echelon squads just high behind heavy cover. Grenadiers opening fire. Axis pretty much pushing predominantly against the Allies and actually holding a decent amount of territory. Luckily, the Axis are taking some heavy casualties there. They are losing some squads. It's gonna hinder their ability to hold that frontline territory, while the Allies are able to counterattack a lot quicker. Nice flamethrower by Johnny, burning out the Grenadier squad. Flamethrower is very good against units in buildings and pushing them back. Squads pushing on up, pushing the infantry back. Very nice job in that regard. Looks like we may have a paratrooper coming in, or some type of drop of some type. MG maybe. Yeah, we have an MG. Cool. So Sherman tank is dropping an MG. We can see here, yeah, what he's trying to do is very simple. He's trying to, I guess, have some type of stable front. An MG, pretty good against armor and infantry, especially, and specifically armor, because it's armor-piercing rounds. Does a lot of damage for that stuff, so you can at least hold the line in that regard. Allied forces pushing back the mortar team as well, laying down mines in a very nice position, because, again, they'll turn this corner and get hit. Very, very cool. But in any case, Napoleon kind of focusing more in mid with a lot of conscripts. Interesting enough. Oh no, he's saving up for guard troops. I was gonna say with that manpower, I was like, that's interesting, but no, he's saving. I like the Verkenwa for hiding, but I feel like it should be better a little bit more out here. Otherwise, it's gonna hit the bus. I feel like that could be a big issue. Conscript squads though gonna push that sucker back. Volk squads pushing on in. Another kill on that Stern Pioneer squad. Again, I like how he keeps trying to keep the pressure on, but he needs to retreat a lot faster in order to keep things going. If you keep losing men, they're going to be unable to hold the front, so that's something he will have to watch out for. Meanwhile, squads are all hanging back. We have British infantry, again, upgraded with Brens and the additional band, so Moist Chungus is going to come in there with more firepower. That being said, Princess Bubblegum has laid teller mines in some key locations. So any armor that comes through these choke points, which are perfect, by the way, I like this positioning because armor will probably turn through here, go down this road, definitely go down this road. Again, so the Allies can only right now deploy armor to come through. I'm sorry, infantry to come through. And if he has enough defenses, he should be able to hold. Now, he has a lot of MGs. Not maybe in the best spots, but they're in good spots, I would say. Overall, they're in spots that can cover a large amount of territory, so they're going to help hold these positions. Unfortunately, I just find that his infantry to support said MGs is kind of non-existent. His assault grenadiers are kind of off in the corner doing God knows what. And, yeah, most of his allies are kind of busy in mid trying to hold back the Soviets. Now, again, Soviets right now have guards with DPs, which does a lot versus infantry. As we can see here, they're just mowing down these Volk squads. Incendiary grenade being thrown, I assume. Black and white, by the way, went first from Doctrine, which is why you got those flamethrowers. Princess Volk, oh my god, the poor Volk squads. Jesus. Can't even keep them alive. Any case, Princess Bubblegum, Mechanized Assault. Good close range. It's an okay Doctrine. Again, good against infantry and the Tiger, eventually armor alike. Not so much good. Don't expect this to fight any sort of armor all that well. All this stuff is good against infantry. Maybe the Mechanized Assault group, though, a lot of people are like, guys, get the Mechanized Assault group with the Panzer Grenadiers. You have a half track. It's like, yeah, that's great. Sure. It can be good. I just don't find it. Jesus Christ, the Germans keep losing men left and right. Additional, we have something else coming in. I'm assuming it's additional support of some type. AT gun being dropped in. Nice job. Who is this again? Yeah, Sherman tank. Most likely he's trying to reinforce, make sure he doesn't get cut off. He has an AT gun before the 10-minute mark, which is also key because, again, most likely the German armor will have, the Germans will have armor of some type. And we can see here they do. They have the half track. Putting pressure. Guard troops could focus fire and use DPs on them and do quite a bit of damage, but the problem with that is right now they're so far away, this thing's going to easily suppress them. Conscripts could also throw AT grenades, but they don't have the upgrade. We have additional guard troops, which again could flank and try to knock them out. Damn, all these infantry squads are just putting pressure. That Volk squad needs to pull back. It's going to be ripped apart. Again, why I like guard troops? They do exceptionally well versus infantry and armor alike, which is why they're pretty much just good all around. Meanwhile, again, we have Axis forces trying to capture this territory, get something back. Yeah, but I don't know. We still have the penal troops over here. They won't necessarily win, per se, in a battle against these guys combined, but they'll hold their own. We have shock troops also being made. They're being healed right now. I'm assuming he has a medical base. He does, so we can heal his shock troops. Good job. Again, always great to see. Now, unfortunately, the British don't have that, and the Americans don't have that per se. They have an ambulance, but this one's close to the front. The Germans, for medics, they usually put these like little medic bases by their base. Or what they'll do is the OKW will drop these medic kits from the Stern Pioneers. or they'll just have their medical base over here and they'll heal there. Either option is valuable. The only thing I would say is the fact that what I would recommend is the fact that if you can have the medical squad back here, you are less susceptible to artillery and direct strikes. Simply because of the fact that if an artillery strike and something comes in right here, it's most likely going to be long-range heavy artillery, which is very inaccurate. You're not going to get you're not going to get like a, well, even with the Americans, you're not going to get a Stuka bomb strike or an IL-2 bomb strike here. It's just you can't do any call-ins anymore, which is very, very nice to keep protecting your infantry. You pull stuff out here, not only is artillery have a higher likelihood of hitting your stuff when they retreat and killing the base, but they also have a higher likelihood of you can also call in special strikes like IL-2 bomb strikes or Stuka bomb strikes for the Germans, etc. And that can really fuck up a lot of people who use that frontline stuff. So always be cautious about that. We have a Lux and a Stuka, so a lot of light armor. Again, Germans using it. Not to necessarily great effect. Right now they've lost quite a bit of territory. Stuka bomb coming in, doing a great job knocking out the AT gun. Very lucky, just a little more to the left could have annihilated a lot of these British forces. But again, a lot of times in COH2, it is a lot of luck. I'm going to be honest. Even though you could be the best skilled player, but just a wee bit of luck can help you out. Now, a good player can weed out a lucky player and push forward. It's like anyone playing poker. You can be damn lucky, but an experienced poker player is going to do exceptionally well. Unless you're me, and I just have really good luck that can just help me get through a lot of the base stuff. Once again, Jesus Christ. Allied forces, I guess, getting the squad wipe that time. Though Germans, definitely undermanned in terms of overall manpower compared. Oh my god, Panzer IV just bum rushing the Su-76. This is going to be a slaughter. Penal troops don't have upgrades, so they can't throw satchels, and Panzer IV could get a final kill on that if they engaged. He backed up and now firing, but yeah, he's just firing pop shots at the Panzer IV right now. Now, luckily this thing doesn't have a main gun. Decides to run over all the explosive barrels to have a dramatic exit. Half track here, really not going to fight armor all that much. So, infantry kind of moving on in. Again, lots of Bren, so very good long range. Mortar needs to probably pull back just to be safe. We have these squads coming in. Most likely will draw some artillery smoke in the distance. And bring in artillery. You don't even want to know what I'm seeing over in the corner over there. This is why I have to deal with Ace. But in any case, Panzer IV opening fire. Again, the Bren troops, I would actually try to run these guys over, but they're retreating now, so that's what you want. Ostwind being made. Again, good anti-air. Definitely will help down, shoot down the enemy allied planes, and hopefully can shoot down these P-47s before they cause massive damage to the Axis in terms of anti-armor strikes. Speaking of anti-armor, AT grenade being thrown by their own engineers, and AT gun being hit. This guy needs to pull the hell back, and right now he doesn't really have an upgrade for smoke or something, so he needs to use the terrain to his advantage. It looks like he's going to try to do that. Again, best example would be use this building to your advantage, kind of cut him off. Assault Gren's deciding to go after the AT gun, but deciding, fuck it, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. Don't know why. They could have killed that AT gun and also maybe thrown a bunch of, well, there we go. There's the grenades. Actually, funny enough, I don't know if that was on purpose, but they actually killed the AT gun and heavily damaged the oh, yeah, the MG's barely alive. Panzer IV shot could have killed it, but probably not a good idea to advance with it because it's so close to dying. Guard troops could do a lot of damage, as you see with this half track. Ostwind, though, coming in to help fight infantry, and right now the Germans will hold the line for the time being. Once again, we have Sharf that's kind of on left. Now, I swear to God, I recently did a replay, and I don't know if that's going to go out first or this one will go out first, but the entire left side was pretty much left to be... The best way to describe it was just like... It was empty. There was no battle. There was nothing. Absolutely no activity over here whatsoever in a previous game I had. Hopefully Sharf doesn't fall victim to that same type of strategy and just focus mid. Rather, he focuses more on different fronts. Now we can see here again, looks like Ostwind doing a ton of damage for pushing the British, pushing them back, maybe even killing the building, which would be a big blow, especially with the advanced assembly. We have advanced assembly, some muy strongest way to advance in placement, and also we can see here that Sharf went spearhead. Really good, a lot of nice support abilities, and I like the mortar for anti-infantry and for anti-fortification. Now, Panzer Grenadiers and the half-track moving on up. Again, they're finding cover and managed a good job on killing the squads right there. AT gun, though, opening fire, pushing back the Ostwind. One more shot could spell doom for it, so it needs to get the hell out of there. Very lucky, very close to dying. Bazooka's team opening fire, managing to push that squad back. We have a plane crashing somewhere. I heard it. or half-track crashing into the building. That's fine. Volk squad's pushing on in with the Stuart and the Lukes and the half-track opening fire, focusing on infantry and armor alike. Artillery being rained by the AT gun, which is freaking hilarious in my book, but hey, it gets the job done. Su-76 charging. We do have a lot of guys moving on in, including for Kenwerfer, which is deciding to hide in the buses. I would rather just have him focus fire against the Su-76, and it looks like he will kill it. I like the 6-pounder, by the way, killing the Su-76. Actually, it's not even killed, it's decrewed. Germans could take it, but we have a strike coming in of some type, and looks like, again, penal troops managed to put an end to it. American half-track opening fire and trying to push back the Germans. Germans right now are losing the fight, and most likely will be pushed back. Yeah, that I'm assuming shock troops will probably keep them busy, I'm assuming, and penal troops. AT grenade pushing back the AT gun, half-track advancing as well to kill the infantry. Right now, most of the AT guns are either retreated or just fallen back entirely. I don't see much of a fight. We have double Panzer IV coming on the flank, and it looks like it was a good flank in general. Also, Panzer Grenadiers on standby. Very surprised we don't have at least one squad with a PanzerShrek. I figure you would. This squad just hanging out could probably move up and kill that thing, and maybe even get in the building. Satchels being thrown by the penal troops, paralyzing one Panzer IV. Probably cripple the other one. I mean, it's going to be close. Yeah, it's barely alive. Some PTRS rifle shots should kill it. Smoke going out there make it harder to hit. Shock troops, though, going right in. AT gun coming in on the side. Luckily, Panzer Grenadiers kill it. Again, this seems like a lot of just slow reaction time on this side. Don't get me wrong. He lost both of his Panzer IVs and a good chunk of his army. But Johnny lost a huge number of his forces and troops in general. So, I don't know. I would say the Germans lost more. But if we're at least saying that they took over this side, it is very likely that they could probably come back and to recap this territory. Now remember also, the Soviet player had to come save the American player over here. So that's the Soviet and the American. Meanwhile, we can see the Germans triple teaming in the middle, and they're gaining back a little more territory because, again, their lines are spread thin. Once again, I see an issue or an area at fault for the Germans. Germans, by Princess Bubblegum, have an entire area available to keep putting pressure. Again, never stop putting pressure on the Allies. You want to make sure that they are away from the hard points and you can break them. I know they have the mortar pit here, and I know all this. Right now, this building is making it very hard to hit them, but if you can surround them and neutralize it, then it's easier to kill. Having a Panzer IV hit this way and also hit this way, it's going to be a lot harder for them to focus fire and neutralize that stuff. So that's my recommendation. Meanwhile, Volk squads are kind of on standby, just chilling. Mortar half-track opening fire. Again, they're just going to focus fire on armor, maybe. I hope they would hit the infantry, because that'll do a lot more damage. Panzer IV, though, advancing. Just popping some shots long range. Not really hitting all that much. German forces kind of taking over mid. We also have a Stuka, looks like, with only 11 kills. Luke's doing a lot better with Vet 2. I like that. Again, now they're using it long range along with some incendiary grenades like that, and they're using the Panzer IVs coming around. Again, there's no reason why to have the Panzer IV fight this. Luke's can deal with it. Better have the Panzer IV come around and deal with the main front because they can take more damage. However, Panzer IV is not the end-all be-all. It's medium armor, and Jacksons love hunting medium armor, even more advanced medium armor. Looks like we had some type of airstrike come in. It doesn't look like it did all that much, though that grenade could do quite a bit. Panzer IVs, again, continue to do a lot of damage, and the British is taking a lot of casualties, though Churchill has been deployed. That's a lot of heavy armor by Delta coming in, aka Moist Chungus. So we could see him as most likely come in here and just hold with that armor because it's very hard to break that. And I don't see anything here that he has, except for maybe the Panzer Grenadiers combined with Panzer IV that could even like hold up or put a dent into that. Most likely that Churchill is going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. We have artillery fire coming in from a Katusha. That's going to help break this stuff up, and I don't see any AT. Once again, PanzerShrek group would be very good, though it looks like he used a lot of munitions on the smoke and other things. Oh, or the frag bomb. So this half-track is going to easily push back the German infantry. Again, capturing this point would have also helped them because I would have gained a little more substantial lead against the Allies in terms of munitions. Also, caches. I'm seeing no caches by either team. It's a 20-minute mark. I'm not saying you need caches by this time, but it's always good to have them. That way you can kind of help your team. Because remember, the munitions cache is 250 manpower, but you're spreading that bonus to every single teammate. So it's a lot more beneficial for your team to have that in general. So that's what I would recommend. We have double Katusha, by the way, by Napoleon Bonaparte. It looks like we have an Su-76, we have a Churchill, and we have a half-track and a Jackson. So overall, the Allies have a nice wide range of forces. Sharf has a ton of manpower and fuel. I'm assuming he's saving up for the Tiger. Very close to deploying it. Princess Bubblegum has a wide range of armor and infantry alike. Same thing with Black and White, though his is mainly focusing against infantry, not really much against armor. And Barracuda going fortifications, so good defense properties. Did build an artillery piece, which I know people love. People loved already spam, but still. Nice job with the Hetzer burning away the infantry, keeping it under their control. He might be deploying smoke to stop these guys, though a direct fire attempt could stop them. We do have a Jackson over here, and I don't see many units that can come in and really do damage to that. Penal troops also moving up, which against these forces, yeah, they're going to cut through the penal troops will cut through these like butter. Now, it looks like the Katusha may have done a little friendly fire along with the additional forces. Hold on. No, it didn't, but shock troops, they did lose a squad. Jackson coming in, and with the penals as well, they get the kill on the Lukes. Now trying to focus fire over here. We have Grenadiers coming in, but they don't have a Panzerschreck group, so they're going to do absolutely nothing versus the Jackson. Though they will push back the infantry because, again, they still have a good anti-infantry fighting power right there. We still have the Teller mines, but this guy, again, Delta Moistrungus come right through and push through this way. We have a Ostwind on this front. Pulling back, I guess he tried to engage, but realized he wasn't doing much damage. Probably should, heal the Panzer IV, because that thing can at least... It can't necessarily win, but it can survive a couple rounds of fighting against the Churchill. Not a lot, but a few rounds. It looks like we have a zeroing artillery strike coming in, and that's exactly what we have. So the biggest issue right now... Great Stuka, by the way, by GTA. Napoleon Bonaparte. Kind of breaking these guys up. Now, zeroing, again, is going to do quite a bit of damage here. Mortar emplacement is probably the biggest thing, but they need recon to detect it, and I don't think they necessarily have that. Especially when it's not firing, they will have no reason to... The artillery will have no ping or no action to really activate in that sector. Tiger advancing. It looks like he missed a shot. Again, very, very weird for you to charge that. I love how he's planning a mine, because why wouldn't you? And yeah, they just surround and kill the Tiger. Once again, having the resources at your disposal and the means, but a poor implementation of said resources. A Tiger by itself with no infantry support is useless. I know it can get quite a few kills, but it takes a lot less to kill a a Tiger in that scenario, especially when they're surrounded, because you're essentially having a lot of units that do very little damage, but they stack up over time. I'm not saying that, it may not be like the One Punch Man of fights, but it's just slowly wearing you down. Similar to what Aaron did against the Colossal Titan. Yes, I've been watching Attack on Titan Season 3, and it's awesome. Seriously, go check out Part 2 of Season 3. Holy God, it's great. Anyway, forces pulling on back. Yeah, and artillery fire coming in. That's going to push back a lot of the Axis. Right now, allies are on the uptick. Again, right now, this Churchill, love it. Literally, it's having a field day against these guys because they can't really do that much to it. This flak gun can't penetrate it. The Stug is hitting the AT gun because that's the only thing you really hit. We do have a Panzerschreck group finally coming in to deal some damage to it, and that will push back the Churchill temporarily, but this is infantry, and the Churchill is designed to be an infantry killer. It's not necessarily meant to kill tanks, though its main gun is great against medium armor. Brumbar is a bit more of a sloped front, and it's a little harder to pen, but still, overall, its gun is designed versus infantry. So the Panzer Grenadiers can do quite a bit of damage, but don't expect it to win. Frag Bomb kind of pushing back the infantry out of mid, and the Germans might take it for a moment. Now, I will give credit where credit's due. Both the Allies, we can see here, and the Axis are putting down caches. The Axis seem to be putting down a few more. So while I can kind of criticize Sharf for his bad plan and bad assault, he's at least gaining a lot more resources for the Axis, allowing them, and as we can see at this moment, especially with this cache going down, it's going to be a fuel cache nonetheless. He's giving them an advantage, if not equal to resources, than the Allies right now. So the Axis are doing on par or better than the Allies, and the Allies have, I would say, a little more territory. I think that if the Axis grab this, they'll be doing better, but overall, map control wise, I think the Allies are doing a bit better, and population wise, I would easily say the Axis are probably behind. They're in the low 50s right now, my calculations, while the Allies are easily in the mid 60s. So, again, it may seem like the Axis are really pushing in, but the Allies are doing quite well. Now, again, Churchill, it looks like this thing got its main gun knocked out. Jagdpanzer are opening fire on the Churchill. That can penetrate Churchill quite a bit easier. Now, it looks like with suppression coming in, Volk squads won't really do all that much. They'll get a Panzerfaust out, but not really all that much. I would really suspect to pull these guys back. He's dropping smoke to escape. We get to see a direct fire attempt for a Barracuda. Airplane coming in. I guess it tried to kill the Churchill. Did not succeed. We have a Firefly coming in to help versus armor. And, yeah. Let's see. Brumbar opening fire against the infantry. Again, he's going to use the Firefly, and I guess that's fine. But Jagdpanzer are very good for ambushing, so you may want to watch out for that. Firefly can't go too many rounds in the ring, though it looks like it might be able to kill, at the very least, the Brumbar, if it can keep the engagement up. It needs to bring up the infantry to kind of help with that, but if they can use the infantry as cover, they could probably kill at least 2 armored vehicles right there, easy, maybe 3 if they keep the pressure going. On far left, we have a Grenadier squad trying to decap the point, but the MGs there stopping them, so they're probably going to have to focus fire and kill that. Maybe a light artillery barrage would be useful. Frag bomb, he doesn't have munitions for right now, so overall, also, I get why you're putting caches, I truly do, but I think there's a little too I think you're putting too much fuel. I'm starting to think about this rule, but I really wouldn't put more than 2 fuel caches in a game. Most of the time, I would rather do munitions, because I guarantee you we're going to see a ton of players with a ton of fuel in this game, because of the fuel income. They're just not going to use it. That's my thought process. We'll see what happens. Nice job, by the way, Johnny, bringing in the KV flamethrower. Again, great against infantry and stopping blobs in their tracks, so it's going to push them back quite effectively. Now, you have a lot of German forces still along the right, but the infantry is being pushed back quite easily. What they need is some type of big, heavy gun to push back a lot of armor that the Allies are currently deploying, which is funny because you don't necessarily think of Allies having the heavier armor, but in this case they do. Nice job trying to burn them, but unfortunately, you're a little too close. Penal troops will open fire. Very lucky that Hetzer has to take more damage, or, you know, a satchel wasn't thrown on it. Also, I can see a satchel being thrown on this. Johnny is a vindictive bastard, and it seems like he's going to live up to his reputation and just blow him to Kingdom Come. Now, Blob opening fire, and I will say it's Blob because they're all grouped up together. Love how that half-track, I think, open fired on it. Katusha's stopping the Blob in its tracks. They are retreating not too far, so maybe Katusha would still hit this stuff. So, yeah, it looks like they are. Katusha's still hitting this general area. And I like how, I don't know if it was on purpose, but a couple rockets did hit them. So, very good in that regard. Also, I like how Sharf, unlike other players I've seen, is at least trying to put pressure. You got a Tiger tank, and right now we can see here that most likely, who is this player? Yeah, Sherman Take is going very defensive, but he's at least trying to help out his allies with his Jackson, so I would commend him on that. Though I'm assuming he's moving over his Jacksons because he realizes that eventually this guy is going to start coming back over and attacking. Tiger Tank will probably stop the paratroopers. Good job taking over all the left territory. You're now easily overwhelming the allies in terms of resources now. We have a, I'm assuming this is a P-47. No, it's not P-47. What is this? Oh, Major Recon. The Major has a recon ability. That's exactly what that is. Yes, it is. Cool. So they're just doing recon for some type of strike. Stukabomb coming in. He's still trying to kill that mortar pit. 18 kills. They're pretty respectable. Brumbar trying to fire behind a building. Firefly putting it into that real quick. Straight shot could be hit it with a rocket strike. Maybe. Or just like, oh, it's fine. You have more than munitions. You could have probably took the shot, but... Anyway, with the munitions now going to the Axis are easily going to be like 68 munitions per turn, which is huge. If they get 68 munitions per turn, the Axis are just going to be keep rolling out their special abilities pretty damn quick, which should help them hold the territory. But we'll see how things go. Right now, we can see here Sherman is prepping some type of assault, and I can easily see him counterattacking, especially with the half-track here. Any plane that comes in will be immediately shot down, and infantry will be suppressed with the Jacksons backing them up, and, of course, re-echelons helping the Jacksons out the best way they can. Again, large amount of armor and armored forces by Princess Bubblegum, doing a decent job at pushing these guys back. We'll see how well things go, and it looks like the Firefly is getting a beautiful shot on the Stug, at least pushing that sucker back. Churchill, once again, trying to continue to put pressure on the Allied forces. Again, nice job focusing on what I don't want to say matters, but what's easier to hit. Now, assuming you have an, yeah, we're on engineer squad, which would be smarter to kind of come over here and try to help out. Because what I would do is, if possible, alright, Churchill is coming over. I wouldn't have thrown the AT grenade yet. Now I would have thrown the AT grenade, because then he would have pinned the armor. Unfortunately, the pathfinding kind of screwed you there. Churchill, I don't think is really going to be able to fight. He is getting rear armor shots. He's getting very lucky in that, but unless the Panther keeps presenting himself, which seems to be a recurring thing, I don't think he's going to be able to hold. Now, we have a Jagdpanzer coming on, so it looks like Barracuda's really doubling down with the Jagdpanzers. Except for the Zeering artillery, which I'm assuming he deployed in mid. He did. He has no recon force, so it's not going to do all that much. Again, if you're going to call in a special ability, have recon, because otherwise it does nothing. They need sightlines or something to really be effective in some variety. Katusha opening fire, doing a lot of damage versing those infantry squads. Wow, yeah, Stern Pioneer squad's very low on health in general. Barely clinging on to dear life right there. Damn. Meanwhile, Armor is pushing on left. Most likely they'll be able to knock out the paratroopers, but Jacksons are on standby, and a good flank could easily push back the Tiger. We shall see what happens. If I was him, I would make sure I have additional infantry support of some type, so that way the Tiger is fine. And while he does have a good Tiger, he still needs the infantry to make sure, of course, he can pin down the armor, and he doesn't get flanked or hold back the infantry, etc. Meanwhile, we can see here, it seems that the Princess Bubblegum is putting additional pressure on the Allies. Allies barely keep things together. Now, luckily, Moist Chungus did deploy a new Firefly, so it's a good AT weapon against all this armor. And he does have a lot of armor. I'm seeing a ton of armored forces over here. Moist Chungus trying to decap the point back here, but Panzer IV right on their heels. I don't think it's going to work in terms of capturing that point. I think the Panzer IV will win that. Good Stuka, by the way, doing a lot of damage over here, pushing back the Allies' support forces in general. P-47, though, coming in to save the day. Oh my god. I guess the P-47 was like, okay, rockets are cutting it. Let's just kamikaze into this, the Jagdpanzer. Sure, why not? That's a really devoted Allied fighter. Papa Stalin, though, seeing that, deploying pure Stalinium after seeing that courageous sacrifice to the American fighter pilot. IS-2 going in deep and hard, trying to kill that Jagdpanzer. Could do it. It is front armor, but oh, we got additional Jackson support as well. I'm not seeing a ton of AT. We have Panzer Grenadiers, but most of it's pretty far away. Nice shot right there from the Jackson. Extra armor-piercing rounds, I think, would be applicable in this situation. I think it would be better. At least knocks out the main gun. Again, IS-2 does a lot of damage versus the infantry and seems to be doing just that, holding back the armor. We have an ISU-152 now being deployed as well to back it up. Jackson being decrewed. Probably would have pulled that sucker back a lot sooner. But IS-2 only a quarter health down, if like 20%. So I think they'll be okay. Paratroopers, I'm assuming, going to reman this. Or no, IS-2's like, screw you. Orders. Oh. Was it Order 227 is now in effect. You retreated. Sir, we just got decrewed. You retreated. You die. In any case, almost done advancing. IS-2, though, probably will be able to pop shots and push them back. Fortunately for them, the Panther's moving up to kind of scare him a little bit. He's less than half health, so I would easily pull that back. But front armor on the IS-2, pretty damn good. Bounces off the Panther shot. Guard troops on standby. Could button. ISU-152, most likely going to focus on armor. And he's on explosive shells, isn't he? He is. So right now, GTA just bounced that shot off the Panther and pushed him back. Oh my god, nice Katusha strike though, hitting them on their retreat. I don't think this guy is, yeah, his units aren't going to survive. I think that's most of Red's units. That's a good chunk of them, honestly. Almost Don trying to take mid, but having a rough time. ISU-152 just putting a lot of pressure on the Allies, or sorry, the Axis right now, and sniping a lot of their armor. Stuka bomb strike coming in, but really not doing all that much. It's more of a direct strike. So, yeah, it's not doing all that much. This cache is still not done. I just realized. Jesus Christ. So they could be getting more munitions right now, but no, I guess they're not going to get that. Right. Double Panther, and we have a Stuka. Now 19 kills. Probably will get 20 after this hit, if it's a good hit. I'm assuming it will because he's hitting the middle. Damn, he gets a squad wipe. Yeah, that's worth a veterancy right there. Kills some penal troops and some additional shock troop health, so pushes them back. Very nice. Jackson on standby along with a bunch of armor in, support infantry with the AT gun and the MG, most likely waiting for this guy to assault. I'm assuming he might move up his paratroopers, just try to fight, and then realize that this guy has nothing over there to stop any type of assault. Sharf is getting a Panther, so he's slowly rebuilding his army, but right now his Tiger is more busy fighting in mid against long-range tank destroyers, which, again, I don't think is the best idea, just because of the fact that while this Tiger is very good, it doesn't really outrange any of the any of the tank destroyers that are in mid. Your best bet would be to reorganize and come in from a different angle. That's just me. KV-8 being pushed back by the Jagdpanzers. They may not be or have the best penetration in the game, but by God, if used correctly, Jagdpanzers can do quite a number on an opponent just from sheer determination and will, and also just being a sneaky son of a bitch. Anyway, IS-152 pushing back the IS-152. Jagdpanzers pushing back the IS-152. Now fighting the IS-2, and it looks like some type of direct bomb strike or something's coming in. We have a precision barrage being called in by Collateral. Oh my God! There goes one. And additional airstrikes plus, yeah, AT gun. There goes 2 Jagdpanzers by a precision strike. That was a fantastic strike in his regard, knocking out a lot of very valuable armor. That's 800 and 200 respectively, by the way, for the, I'm sorry, I think it's, no, sorry, 280. So it's literally like losing a King Tiger. So those things are pretty damn expensive, so always try to keep them alive if possible. Again, for, oh wait, no, that's a Hetzer. I was like, what? 135, so we lost 270 and 800. So yeah, roughly the same as a King Tiger, if not very, very close. Now we have Katusha opening fire. Again, kind of just hitting this general region. I'm assuming he's trying to kill the mortar with 9 kills. On the far left, we have the Axis player coming back once again. This time, I don't see his Panther. It seems to be back at base. Okay, now it's moving up. I would absolutely keep that thing moved up, so that way you can kind of keep the forces back. And well support the Tiger, because again, if the Tiger is supported, by God, it'll start doing work and actually pushing back the enemy, but only if it's supported. KVA kind of advancing, very strange. Jagdpanzer, at least one of them is still there, so you have to watch out. It did bounce, which is good for him, but you still need to worry and still need to watch out for that. Great shot by the IS-152 against that target. We have a plane crashing somewhere in the distance. Tiger coming in, helping kill the half-track. Again, Sherman tank not expecting a full German attack. AT gun, though, wrecking the Tiger, slowly doing damage. Panther almost presenting itself. Gets a rear armor hit from the Jackson. That's nice. Tiger, I don't know what you're doing, but you may want to not turn your ass toward the Jackson. That's just me. Meanwhile, we have a big armor push by Moist Chungus. Looks like he was able to kill a Tiger tank. Good for him. But he may have lost something. I'm not entirely sure what, because the Firefly is still here. So whatever that was, it's dead. I'm assuming maybe that's actually Orange's unit. Yeah, he's lost quite a bit. The Oswin, the Brumbar, the Stoogie. Firefly doing wonders against the enemy. A good missile strike right now could do even more damage, but unfortunately doesn't have the munitions for it, which does kind of suck. Also the reloading, so you know, he has that going for him. But at least he pushed back the Panther, which I'll say this is at least a decent accomplishment. Mortar teams trying to get healed, but under constant Katusha barrage. Again, maybe you want to just retreat that back to base. Very lucky he didn't die. Tiger tank has now been redeployed by Princess Bubblegum. Again, Axis right now, what, mid-60s? No, actually maybe. No, that would be like 60. Yeah, I would say mid-upper 60s, while the Allies are, what, upper 70s? Oh, God, no. Low 80s. Jesus. Good Stuka Bomb killing the guard troops right there. Reducing GTA's army to... I mean, they still has a bunch of guard troops, but it is lower than probably what he hoped for. Now, again, we have here a situation where the Axis buff both control points. So because of that, they're right now putting the clock on the Allies. So the Allies desperately need to grab those points in order to stop that from happening. In this situation, again, we still have Sharf on left. Right now, he's pushing up with a Panther. I think it's a really bad idea because of the double Jackson. Luckily, he did use smoke and he's going to try to get out of there. Again, I wouldn't have fired. I would have had focus on armor. So that way it wouldn't fire unless it actually saw the armor. another Panther coming in, the Tiger's there. We have Pioneers just standing there. I'm assuming he's going to try to heal both of them. That would be good. And if he can do that, should be able to keep the pressure going. Oh, God. IS-2 coming back. Werfer's like, I got this. And Shock Trooper's like, no, you don't. Oh, boy. But in any case, Jagdpanzer's opening fire still, I'm assuming. Wait, no, they're actually being healed. Never mind. Hetzer's opening fire. My apologies. Ooh, Katyusha actually doing a little bit of damage there. I'm assuming they might be trying to kill the repair crew. That's actually possible. You can actually kill these models and stop them from repairing. Poor Hetzer. Oh, couldn't stand up to pure Stellinium. Actually, more like the ISU on 5.2. But you know, I like to think it was this guy. Wow, it actually has 5 vehicle kills. Holy fuck. Why secretly in my head do I feel like the IS-2 and the 152 are like doing the commando like grab, because they're just like, yeah, but like it's like their buddy cops just taking out all the enemy Germans. It's like, you weaken them, I'll finish them off with a final punch. Don't you just love my tangents? Even I don't know where they go sometimes. Anyway, more planes crashing. Again, that cache is still not done. Ugh. Jackson being, well, damaged a bit, but luckily the double Jackson is going to put a lot of pressure on the Panthers. And, yeah, it's pushing them back. Wow, oh my god, KV-8 coming in. Sorry, buddy, they're not that weak. You're not 151. You can't take them on. Watch my play of the week, my most recent one for that reference. Anyway, King Tiger opening fire on the Jackson. Oh, damn, there's too much armor here. Jackson gets KO'd by all the armor. Second Jackson needs to get the fuck out of there. I'll just go look at that 400 fuel. Both Jacksons went in a little bit too deep, thinking the Axis were on the breaking point. Fun fact, they were just waiting for a good time to counterattack. And now the Allies on the far left don't really have that much. Yes, the Jackson being made, but right now it's going to take some time. His best bet might... hold on, I could be wrong on this notion. I could very well be wrong. But if he wanted to, he could speed up production if he sent this thing down to like rapidly get his Jacksons and whatnot. Now, Panther advancing, again, a little too much in my opinion. There's still a lot of allied vehicles in this sector, and it seems to be doing enough to push back the Axis armor. And it seems like a lot of the caches that he built on left were taken out to the Allies, gaining a little bit more of an advantage. Again, they have the munitions back, so again, they're getting a lot of fuel. Munitions. Looks like Moist Chungus is going over back to knock out the munitions again to try to make the Germans definitely lose quite a bit. King Tiger being killed again. I love this IS-2. It's killed 3 friendly. Do you have to like sacrifice a couple Soviet soldiers to feed this IS-2? Is that what? Is that why? I'm so curious. This thing is literally just busting the German balls, and it's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. Anyway, Soviet forces coming over to heal their prize tank. I also like the grimy feel of this one. Looks really cool. Anyway, Axis not done yet. They're bringing up additional armored forces. And again, when there's enough AT here, the Panther needs to back up. ISU 52 though, advancing, if again, with recon, could pop some shots in the distance to push these suckers back. Again, just needs a little bit, and it'll be able to do that. Let's see. We got OSU 85. Jesus Christ. Also guarding the other flank. We have guard ships on standby, just lying in wait to withhold the dirt. I'm sorry. What is it called? Back in the fight. Resume mobile operations. Yeah, it's just kind of like a sit down ability. Whatever. Anyway, opening fire long range. Jagdpanzer at Vet 4, so very good, but Barracuda has nothing left. I love how also the artillery piece they had in the back is just gone. Also the medical's now gone too. It's like, yeah, the artillery's not working out, but let's see here, Sharf, once again proving that he can do something, is coming back to take over this entire side. Tiger probably should focus on this MG. Panther, I don't know what it's doing. Probably should, I mean, he is grouping up his men, but we have a nice frag bomb coming in, I'm assuming. Wrong direction, always best calling the frag bomb in the direction that's closest to the enemy, so that way they can't escape. Luckily, oh my god, that MG was like a freaking action movie. Just gets out of the building before it all explodes. Wonderful, amazing. If it would have called in the other direction, he would not have had the time to retreat it. Now, instead of helping their infantry over here, which they really should, and also you should probably spread them out a lot more, he's instead rushing up his armor, and once again, he's going to fight all the allies. Now, the problem is the allied forces are a little bit battered. A lot of the Soviet armored forces are very weak. Same thing with the British over here, but the Fireflies are still ready to go. This Panther's falling back, but this Tiger is literally lying in wait. So we can see an ambush here. We have P-47s on standby by the American player, but things may not go well. Tiger tank, again, lying in wait. We have still the pack gun right here. I like how he's backing up into the Katyusha. This could... Oh, very lucky he dodged that. Panther, I'm assuming you want to go back to a mechanized building somewhere? Or just have the double pioneers. I like who he has one with the minesweeper. He at least realized that the British player has mines. We see there they detonated, so I'm assuming that's what happened to some of the Panthers. They probably went in for a flank and got knocked out. 17-pounder on standby, like this area. You may not agree because of the terrain in front of it, but it does have an ability to fire through shots, and because we know that the Allies are getting a lot more munitions, that makes it a very high likelihood that he's going to have the munitions to activate that ability. Far left, Shaft is having a lot of issues. Jackson's coming in. I like that. They're coming in from multiple directions. They're not coming in from a single one. They're coming in from multiple, so they have a higher likelihood of hitting rear armor. Very good strategy right there. Anyway, pushing back the Panthers. We have a lot of armored forces currently being healed. A lot of Panthers right now on the Axis team. I know a lot of times the Axis will default to just going Panthers, and that's fine in some regard. Like, I don't mind if you have a teammate with 3 Panthers. That's fine. But just take note that you need a nice varied army, and that's why we've created the Princess Bubblegum. He has a very nice large army, and I give this to all the allies. They have a nice, like, wide army. It's not a single spam. Like, even the Soviet player, look at all the different units he has in a more of a cohesion, kind of helping each other out. Now, I will say maybe Johnny's probably the most, like, not spammy, but just needs a few more men, kind of fleshed out his army. Like the Katyusha's coming in by GTA, Napoleon over here. And as we can see, a lot of kills, a lot of damage right now from them. Vet 5 Jagdpanzer, nothing to sneeze at as well, but he doesn't have the infantry support. They keep getting armor, and while they have a ton of Panthers, and I could see an amazing charge right now, because they have 5 Panthers right now, plus another one over here that's 6 Panthers, and then we have Tiger over here as well. I could see a massive Panther flank coming in, with a ton of Panthers coming around the corner and just wrecking the allies, because they have a couple mines here, and I fully thank the allies for placing mines and playing defensive to make sure a flank does not happen. But just imagine 7 Panthers coming in on a direction that the enemy is not necessarily expecting. That could be huge. Now we can see here a large British assault going on. Panzer headquarters are most likely to hold back the infantry. I like this Tiger and Panther holding this stuff back. Firefly can't really engage. Oh, they are engaging, sorry. But they're hitting the front armor. P-47's coming in mid. Pushing back the big Panther horde. Not much AA currently going on. Oh, damn. Speak of the devil. It's like, not much AA. Plane gets shot down in my face. Cool, awesome. Anyway, this Panther's still there. Panzer Grenadiers, though, looks like managed to push them back, or at least the Fireflies. It makes sense. You want to make sure that your prized possession, especially if Vet 3 one stays alive. Meanwhile, a lot of Allied forces preparing a counterattack. Panthers, a lot of them are really weak from that airstrike. And we can see here that we have a German plane overhead. It looks like a recon. Jackson's now advancing. We have a ton of armor currently in heal. Not really combat not really in a state to really fight. The combat status is in repair mode, not really in active. So yeah, allies will take control of the far left and mid for the time being. And again, good job for them. Now we do have a Tiger tank moving here. Once again, I will criticize this guy for not getting at least one PanzerShrek group. That would easily hold back the Jacksons. Also, I love this MG just hanging out over here. Now, luckily, with a single Jackson, I have a rough time reversing a Tiger, but the other Jackson, not so much. He's going to come in for the flank. And with the Bazooka team as well and the AT gun here, this Tiger's screwed. Now, luckily, he uses some smoke, and he has an additional Panther coming on in. And that, especially tag teaming against like a single target, could do a lot. Wow, okay, frag bomb coming in, making sure that thing... Oh my god, Panther ending that thing's reign. Fire coming in, messing up my frame rate. But Panther, ignoring that, might be able to kill it. Now, unfortunately, on the move, that has a little bit harder time of hitting. But luckily, this Panther, and as you can see, he used the Combat Blitz. Combat Blitz actually has a better... I believe it is a better likelihood of hitting, where if you do it for the Wehrmacht, it has a higher chance of missing, if that makes sense. The Vermont essentially is more for getting the hell out of there. The OKW is more of charging forward. I kind of like that difference in the Panther styles. But anyway, this Panther going balls deep against the IS-2. IS-2, though, holding its own and pushing back the Panther. Panther trying to get the hell out of there. And looks like he will be able to. I don't see any snares or traps. We do have actually a AT gun and S285. They get a nice shot in here. It's screwed. And it is screwed. He lost the Vet 4 Panther and is pushed back. Grenade going out. Could get a squad wipe. Oh, very low. One man or model remaining. Panther falling on back, doing a bit of damage, but again, not really designed to fight infantry and pulling on back. Overall, I would say that's kind of a mixed bag. Right now, Sherman did lose quite a bit of his armor, but he has enough to get a new one. And as we can see here, the Allies, once again, have a ton of fuel, and so do the Axis, which is why I'll state in every single goddamn game, except for Barracuda, for whatever reason, I think it's just because he keeps losing units. P-47's coming in, by the way, doing quite a bit of damage in this region, pushing back the Allied forces. Nice kill with the Panther right there. Again, long-range tank destroyers doing work against this Panther horde. Panzer Grenadiers would actually do really well in this situation. Like, Panzer Grenadiers coming up here could wipe out a lot of these guys. Fireflies will just continue to do wreck. But, again, Panthers, I'll give them credit. The sloped armor in the front will keep them in the fight for quite a bit. P-47's getting a couple nice hits there. I thought I was going to crash into there. That would be hilarious. Alright, P-47 getting hell out of there before... oh, no, it's coming back. He's coming back. Where's it going to hit? AA is going to start shooting it, though. I'm assuming AA will start shooting it. Yeah, there it goes. It's going to hit the Allies, isn't it? I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for this plane. Oh, no, it just hits that base. I like how it tries to go for the thing that was trying to kill it. But yeah, overall, most of the Allied and Axis forces have plenty of fuel. They don't have munitions, though. Like, these guys have decent... Jesus Christ, Princess Bubblegum. Use your munitions. Like, the light artillery barrage would be pretty good to get, like, this target and whatnot. But hey, that's just me. You also use it here. We have artillery, most likely from Barracuda, I'm assuming. Yeah, I mean, this could be good. A direct shot here could actually wipe out a lot of the engineers and whatnot, if he hits it. Plus, you can also hit the Katyushas. Because, again, they're not really moving. I'm assuming they're just not really wary about enemy artillery fire coming back in. Always, when you use a Katyusha or a mobile, like, artillery piece, Stuka, Calliope, whatever you end up using, make sure you move it, because that way the enemy doesn't have a lock on it and doesn't go for it. Always keep the enemy guessing where your RD is. Even if it's stationary, try to make sure the enemy can't see it as much as possible. I might have a B4, but I'm always going to have an anti-air gun to make sure the plane can't use recon to identify it, unless they do something stupid like a smoke bomb strike. But I'll try to shoot down beforehand. Tiger being pushed back by the Fireflies. Very nice job in that regard. Panther trying to open fire over here. We have some type of strike coming in that region. I'm assuming... No, precision bomb strike. Trying to kill these bunkers. I'm assuming these bunkers are going to be the medical and like a command post to kind of heal the infantry and stuff. He just hasn't done it yet, which is weird because he has more than enough munitions for it. I don't know. Meanwhile, give credit where credit's due. Shaft, even though he's taking heavy casualties, is somehow taking over this left side. Like, Sherman is being pushed back. He is losing quite a bit of his army. Hell, he lost it on the front. Non-artillery shell came in here. He's actually losing it from frontline combat. Also, nice anti-air gun, Johnny. Very nice in that regard. Artillery, once again, coming in, doing quite a bit of damage to stuff over here. We have an airstrike coming in that's zeroing artillery. We need recon, though, for it to have maximum effect. And most likely the Allies will, yep, they identify the zeroing and they're going to pull out without taking any casualties. The only thing I can see is this Katyusha because it's right on the line being hit by an artillery shell, which would be incredible and hilarious at the same time. You would lose it to that. As long as none of those units open fire, they should be relatively fine. Also, I love all the engineers trying to heal this IS-2. They realize its importance, and I am happy. Scout car going in behind enemy lines. I'm assuming he's looking for a target. Light artillery barrage here would be effective. Scout car being hit by the Firefly, though, and I'm assuming easily taken out. Oh, no, he's going in for the Katyusha. Unfortunately, the AA gun's going to mow him down. So, yeah, he does quite a bit of damage, but I think he would have been a little bit better. Oh, nice artillery shell right there. I think it would have been better maybe trying to go for a recon artillery barrage or something. Because this guy has munitions. And it's just coordinate. Again, always try to coordinate with your team about the special abilities. Kind of combo them. It does make things a lot better. Now, this is still a relatively close game. The Axis are still putting up a damn good fight. And we can look at overall population-wise. Axis are currently doing relatively well, I would say. And the Allies, I would say, are probably in the low 80s, upper 70s, with Sherman kind of being the lackluster guy. Shaft, who's lost a lot of men, actually has a decent army right now. He's near pop cap. So, again, he might be losing a bit, but overall, his allies and their stuff are coming in to help him and are consistently helping to take back the side and keeping it a keeping it a good fight, which is awesome to see. Now, again, we have a Su-85 knocking out the Jagdpanzer. Kind of bad, he kind of moves in the fight. This IS-2 just doesn't give a fuck and is just keeping on the offensive. Bet 3 and all. But that being said, it looks like that thing took a lot of hit from all the armor. Su-85 and Jackson coming in. IS-2 in a bit of trouble with the fighting position here. The pathfinding is going to be a little bit wonky. And they manage to kill it. But the Jagdpanzer does die, however. Oh, Jagdpanzer over here hit it from the flank. There's another one over here. Gets a great shot of the Su-85. Didn't even see that. AT gun over there. We have, looks like P-47s coming in to help push back the armor. And infantry, paratroopers going to be having some issues against Volk squads, which the P-47s won't hit. But, wouldn't need to worry about that. T-34 going up the gut. I'm assuming they're trying to find a suitable target. I don't really see what they could possibly hit. They do have an IL-2 bomb strike, so maybe they hit the artillery piece. That could be suitable. I could easily see that. We have 2 artillery pieces currently on the field. Right now, Barracuda is... Oh, no, Black and White is actually not doing great. He lost a lot of his Panthers. Yep, there's the IL-2 bomb strike. And again, coming in from the closest point of the map to make sure it definitely gets a direct hit. Instead of maybe being shot down by AA if you go farther. Again, trying to kill with... the Panzer strikes and whatnot, but T-34, I don't see any teller mines. Might be able to escape unharmed, but oh, never mind. This Panther's gonna try to kill it. Damn it. Oh well, it was a good run, T-34. You know, I wish you the best of luck, but I feel like this Panther's gonna chase you down and kill you. Meanwhile, once again, we have Shaft going on the far right to fight Sherman, and seems to be holding his own, trying to take that side. I love that Tiger busting through the wall to stop that T-34 in its tracks and kill it. Great job, man. Meanwhile, IS-2, we got a new one, because again, he has plenty of fuel and resources. They, again, like, Napoleon Bonaparte, totally fine on manpower, and so is Moist Chungus. Like, overall, they haven't lost really anything, so he could easily redeploy his army. Meanwhile, compare that to Princess Bubblegum, and maybe doesn't have as much manpower. But, again, Shav has turned... he was by far the weakest link of this Axis team, and has so far become he's like my favorite now. Like, he's the lovable goof that is somehow doing amazing and coming back and just doing awesome. Great jog, by the way, with Barracuda coming in with the flank. I love Barracuda. He comes in always at the right time to do some great flanks with his Jagdpanzers. He can't keep them alive, but he's doing pretty damn well with them. Panther going in, maybe trying to go for the kill, but the camouflage AT gun should do enough damage to push back this sucker. We have some guard troops as well trying to push that sucker back, and yeah, the Panther is going to take a lot of damage. Tiger going in deep. Oh my god, this could be big. 1 Katyusha down. Oh my god, Tiger continuing to go around. We're going to get a second one. That's 2 Katyushas. He is focusing on the building and doesn't go for the Katyusha. God damn, how sad is that you're so close to killing that sucker, and yet so far. By the way, this thing has 55 kills, so if he would have killed it, I guarantee you he would have had a memorial in his honor for killing these annoying Katyushas that have been causing the Allies pure hell. I would say that trade is absolutely not worth it, but then you realize, oh, he has plenty of fuel and resources, so maybe in his mind it was worth it. I don't know. But GTA or Napoleon Bonaparte can easily deploy more units, so he should be relatively fine. Panther hitting the mine, gonna have some issues, and with that, he loses quite a bit of his fighting force. He could probably get a Panther soon, but it's going to take him a little bit of time. Plus, he won't have veterancy. So, there is that fact. Jagdpanzer, unfortunately, dying. The other one is being pulled back. Barracuda now with 1 Jagdpanzer and a couple artillery pieces. Overall, the Axis are doing very well, but they're losing more and more of the frontline capabilities, while the Allies are slowly kind of reorganizing and regrouping and taking over this right-hand side. I fully estimate that the Allies will take this side over in the next few minutes, just simply because of the fact that they have more and better infantry yeah, the shock troops alone, especially being vet 3 with 62 kills. Motherfuck, Johnny's just a mass murderer with those things. Good job, Johnny. Glad you're living up to the Soviet potential. But in any case, well, we got a Panther opening fire. Again, AT gun, very long range, just hitting it. Again, Jfoe coming in with his armor, trying to help out. Tiger being healed. We have another engagement on left with the Tiger pushing back the Churchill. God damn, that Churchill as well will not die. It's just been taking hit after hit after hit after hit this entire time. Unfortunately for him, a little bit of flank going on. Nice bundle grenade pushing them back. Panzer Grenadiers as well could probably move up. 17 pounder, by the way, is firing through the obstacle. Oh my god, so close. Dude, advance. This Tiger needs a little bit of support. Now, luckily, you shouldn't be able to see it. Nice kill with the Jagdpanzer. Again, Barracuda is just coming in with the save every single freaking time. Jagdpanzer, one shot could probably kill that thing. One shot, one kill. Jagdpanzer, though, taking a lot of damage. Come on. Do it. Fire. Aw, bounce. Freak. So close to killing that Churchill. But, unfortunately, the Su-85 does get the final shot. Damn. At least he killed the 17 pounder. Johnny, unfortunately, just very low on manpower now and fuel, so he's going to be unable to take heal his reserves that he's lost. Or, get more reserves to fill up the line. Napoleon doing just fine. He can easily... yeah, Moist Chungus doing relatively fine. He did lose quite a bit, but he has more than enough reserves. Sherman Tank built up his army, but once again, doesn't have a lot of reserves. Again, Barracuda and Black and White. They have a lot of fuel, but it's going to take a while for them to rebuild their reserves. He's actually going in artillery focus. I feel like this is a bad idea because it's going to reduce his frontline capabilities. And we absolutely know that the enemy has a lot of direct strikes and has a decent amount of ammunition. So they have recon or maybe deploy another T-34 on a suicidal charge. They're going to retake this entire sector and they're going to just arty that. Now we have Jfoe. Once again, now my favorite player of this game. Like seriously, he's just coming back full force. And it looks like we have Zeroing coming down. No, P-47's coming in to fight the enemy armor. Again, using smoke to get out of there, but P-47s do not care and just barrage the entire area. Yep, and they're hitting the Panthers quite a bit. Actually got a double hit there. Oh, IL-2 bomb strike, barely missing it. Holy crap. Jackson firing a special heat round at the fuel tank, blowing at the Kingdom Come. Brumbar needs to pull back, although nice job of killing the AT gun right there. Brumbar, I would seriously stop and get the hell out of there. Though, good kill on the AT gun, though. Still, pure Stalinium's gonna, yeah, I was gonna say, is coming up right behind, so you may want to retreat. Additional Panther coming in, but it's very low on health. Nice grenade pushing these suckers back. These forces need to pull back. I would say use the Tiger to kind of hold, maybe even use smoke. P-47's coming in. The Panther probably gonna meet its maker. He's using smoke, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Panther, though, going in for the charge. Will he be able to kill it? It's going to be close. There's a lot of tank destroyers right now, and the Jackson just got healed. Tiger going in for it. Direct fire? Direct fire? Aw, you would have been amazing. Now, these guys use direct fire. That's cool. And he's blitzing away. Oh, should not have fired. Should not have fired. That kept him in the sight radius. Damn. But, Sharf has enough to get additional fuel for another Tiger. So I easily see another Tiger being deployed. A lot of great armor engagements this game. This is so much better. This is a great game overall in this match. I'm so thankful to get this. Because both sides are giving them hell. Both sides are taking a lot of casualties. I would say the Axis are probably doing a little worse. I could say the Allies are at least more consistent. The Axis are being... They get lucky. They're doing very well, and they have some great hits. And once again, they had some weaker players, but Sharf has come back. And they had some better players that have just kind of lost track. Remember when Princess Bubblegum had a whole mobile armored army that kind of held the entire right side and was pretty much like the beast? Yeah, that's pretty much been that's a shell of its former self. Most of them are new recruits, but at least he has something. In any case, Black and White has kind of rebuilt some of his army. He has like King Tiger again. I'll make fun of that cast for every single goddamn day I can. And Barracuda is focusing on artillery. If he can focus on counter barrage, I feel like that would be like at least one on counter barrage. That would be pretty damn effective because at least that would stop enemy artillery from popping up. Because I think oh, Katusha is dead, so they did kill the 3-star Katusha with most likely with the artillery. cool. If they just keep artying the entire battlefield, that's going to just keep putting a lot more pressure on the allies, which, like I said, they still have a lot of reserves, but they're still doing rather well overall. Nice job trying to kill this AT gun with the Stern Pioneers. Might be able to get the kill. Nope, this thing's going to be able to walk away. Oh, it's very close. Very, very close. Anyway, Tiger opening fire on these guys. Jagdpanzer just hanging out. Panther on standby. Axis might be trying to go in for like a little bit of a group assault. Nope, Firefly's coming in to help alleviate some of the line, putting a lot of pressure on that Tiger. Tiger needs to pull the hell back. Again, I think the Axis need more AT guns. That would probably help, although the artillery is somewhat helping, at least cause a little bit of panic in the Allied lines. A T-34 being deployed, I guarantee you this is for a direct strike from most likely... Oh, wait, no, they don't have enough munitions. Never mind. Oh, T-34 could possibly... Well, again, if the Fireflies are on standby, if they pin this thing, the tank destroyers could do a lot of work real quick. Now, it looks like we have a Tiger and a Panther. They're not going for the Star, though, and it's really close. This game is insanely close. Both sides are doing rather well. There's a lot of armored forces right in here. Again, it's anyone's fight in this match. And we have T-34s coming in. They're not going to really put much of a fight. I'm assuming they're just being used as, like, bait for the tank destroyers to really focus on there. Tiger pulling on back, but Jackson's an Su-85 coming on his side. I don't know why you're charging with that. That was a bad idea. We have P-47s coming in to hammer the Axis. Once again, we have a plane crash over here. Actually, I think kind of pinned that unit with the plane crash, which is hilarious. Panther trying to hold, but too many tank destroyers. You charge forward, need to charge back. Additional Panthers and stuff trying to open fire. Another explosion over here. Panther managing to get the hell out of there. Will it actually? Panther taking another round. Another Panther coming in, but alas, we do have a lot more casualties on the Axis side than we do the Allies. Brumbar taking a mass amount of damage. A lot of Jacksons now, and no Panzer Grenadiers. I feel like we need Panzer Grenadiers up on the front, or a lot of Verkehrwerfers, something along those lines. It's not like you don't have the manpower, or some of you don't. Jagdpanzer opening fire. Great kill on that Jackson. Finally doing some damage against the Allies. Good airtime on that guy. Always have to mention it. Artillery is now raining fire down. We have a Jackson that is pretty much pinned at this point. Yep, they're going to go for it. That's the second Jackson down. This is a good Axis counterattack. Not great. If they lose the Jagdpanzer, that would be a big loss. Because again, they can't keep taking this many losses. They're just not going to be able to survive. Though this artillery piece doing a damn good job at least causing a lot of damage to the Axis forces in the Allied forces in the region and keeping them back. Good job, by the way. The Axis did manage to retake this point, so they're going to keep the clock on the Allies, and actually they're winning right now. So if we look at the score up top, they are currently winning. That's awesome. Again, because as we can see here, the fact that it looked like they took losses, but overall they still captured points. Population-wise, they're in universally the mid-70s, while the Allies are in, oh god, they're in the mid-70s too. This is a damn close game. I thought the Allies were winning, but actually no, population-wise they're still down. Now the Axis are really relying on that armor. The Allies could easily take suit of that and really focus on that armor, but we'll see what happens. Now we have a triple Panther and a Tiger here. I wonder if he's saving up for a good push. We could see a flanking maneuver come in. The 17-pounder is looking away. We do have to watch out for that. It is guarding mid right now. I love how mid has pretty much become a crater because of all the explosions and everything. God. Guard troops are on standby. A big flank this way could be a big deal, especially a artillery barrage, stuff like that over here. I mean, Princess Bubblegum has still a decent amount of munitions. He could definitely call that in. Unfortunately, Schnarf doesn't have enough for a frag bomb anymore. And we don't have enough for zeroing. Zeroing could be good, especially if you bring in all the armor and you kind of keep pressure in. 17-pounder probably would, if I was him, I would kind of turn it. Unfortunately, though, Delta may not, or Moist Strongest may not want to use the piercing shot. Tiger going in a little bit half-cocked. Jackson's, Firefly is going to use his full advantage to kind of go in. I don't know where these guys are going, but they're going deep and hard behind enemy lines. They're going to fight the Churchill. Churchill is strong enough so he can take quite a number of hits, especially from, like, recruit Panthers that don't exactly have a bunch of bonuses. So we have a large artillery barrage coming in. I can see that. Maybe they're trying to kill the infantry or the base or something. That's not a bad idea, but but the Fireflies themselves are going to open fire, do quite a bit of damage against these things. And like I said, they're going to be relatively fine here. Artillery barrage also doesn't do a ton versus armor in that regard. Does a decent amount, but not much. Oh god, that's decrewed. Yeah, you're going to want to pull back, man. Pull back. You have a lot of allied forces, though. Sorry, Axis forces coming on in. A lot of dead armor in mid. That's the Axis taking quite a number of casualties, losing quite a number of their Panthers and armor units alike. Panthers trying to get the hell out of there. They did not kill the Churchill. They did kill the base, but that was absolutely not worth the engagement. They lost 2 heavily armored vehicles. I'm sorry, they lost 1 armored vehicle in that engagement. Axis losing quite a number in mid. Brumbar now charging forward. P-47, though, coming in. They keep doing strikes on them. Not going great. Not going great. S-285 still in T-34 on standby. We can see here Napoleon losing quite a number. He can easily get it back, but he needs it now. And right now he doesn't have it. So technically the Axis could keep up the pressure. The artillery pieces by Barracuda doing rather well. They haven't gotten a ton of kills, but they are getting a lot of veterancy. So they are doing a lot of damage, I would say. Now we have a Brumbar and a Tiger against all this. Yeah, they're going to need tank. Like, again, this is a great example for simply AT guns and infantry support. If you had that, you could easily push forward. Airstrike's going to come in, probably rip this thing apart. Oh, God. God, man, those American planes are just trying to dive bomb the German armor. Jesus Christ. All right, so we look at population-wise. It's not looking good for the Axis. Right now, Schnarf and everyone took a heavy amount of casualties. So right now, down overall, they're burning through their fuel and manpower reserves pretty quick. Overall, if I had to guess, they're probably in the low 50s to be generous. Let's say upper 40s to be honest. Allies, though, we look right now, they're in the mid 80s. They easily have twice the army as the Axis. The Axis were even, and then that big armor push, especially with the 17-pounder right there, just blew through the reserves quite quickly. It's going to take a lot, and I don't think a push here is great because, again, they're fighting. If they can kill the Fireflies, it's worth it. If they don't, it's not. Right now we have artillery, though, hitting that sector, and it's a good idea to. Again, a lot of these are engineer groups, so essentially they're healing a lot of the allied armor very quickly. If you knock that out, you reduce the repair speed, and then the Germans' mechanized base over here will then repair a lot faster. We do have a couple good German forces still left. We still have a couple good Panthers, but they're burning through them pretty quickly. And then you're doing stuff like this. You're charging a Panther by itself versus all these tank destroyers. Go in a group, go in a pack, go together, because that's what the Allies are doing so very well. At least he should make it out alive. Now, any case, we have a couple forces over here. Did we get a... No, he didn't steal the Panther. That's good. Meanwhile, again, I like Schnarf, because at least he realizes, hey, I need to take the right, or Scharf, sorry. I keep thinking Schnarf. I think that's a Thundercats thing. But in any case, he needs to take this point. That's what they need to do in order to win this game. Again, right now the Axis are regrouping. They are healing, which I'll give them credit for. They definitely need. Guard troops just kind of poking fun, trying to hit him. Nice job with the Tiger. I like Prince's bubblegum in his placement of his armor. It's really well done. He keeps hiding it. I really enjoy that. At least 17-pounder is dead. Again, I think an artillery piece right here would do a lot of damage versus the allied armor and stopping them. But alas, killing 17-pounder, a good choice. Panther just hiding, getting a nice shot on the ISU-152. But again, there's so much armor right now, they have to pull back. I'm not seeing a lot of pack guns or anything. And also, Barracuda, you can get a PaK-43, like, right here. That would annihilate a lot of this allied armor right here and push them back. So, I don't know. I'm very disappointed in that regard. The fact we've seen 17-pounders, we have not seen a PaK-43. I feel like that, especially behind here, would be very, very good. Now, Axis pushing, and again, we have the Panthers going in for this big charge. I don't think it's worth it. We have the Tiger and stuff back here. Like I said, if you're going to move, go in a group. Don't send out single file because then you have situations like that. Now, they turned their armory. That's a good idea. Like, blitz through, they all turn, and then you hit the rear. That's smart. But right now, I just don't... Like, right now, look at this. This is a pathfinding issue, like, right through and through. Now, again, I'm not saying the Axis... the Allies aren't losing armor. They are. They are seriously losing quite a bit. But, like, 3 tank destroyers versus 1 Panther, it's not going to go well. It's absolutely not going to go out. Now, in this situation, this Churchill, this Churchill's here just to take shots. It's just meant to absorb damage so that these Fireflies can continue to just wreck the allies. I'm sorry, wreck the Axis. Sorry, not the allies. Brumpar doing a decent amount, an okay amount of damage, but yeah, the Fireflies are gonna wreck it. Tiger gets killed by the Churchill. Damn, that thing is a beast. That thing is a monster on treads. Just stay the frick away from it. P-47 coming back in, gonna focus on the armor, and again, focusing over here. Armor might be dead, but still gonna focus on it. A lot of planes overhead, a lot of planes. A new Tiger tank being deployed. Again, he's trying. Sharf lost quite a bit. He's kind of fallen through it toward the end. But damn, there was a time where he was actually pretty damn good. Yeah, overall, I think this game's over. P-47's coming in, wrecking that Jagdpanzer. Great strike. Oh, God. Great strike right there, though. I'm going to fast forward it because I feel like this game's done. The Axis just don't have anything left in the tank. They're doing well. They're doing very well, but I think toward the end they kind of threw it a little bit. I feel like they need a more coordinated push, and they would have really done wonders. Yeah, and they surrender. Overall, also this is another reason, the entire Allied team got over 100,000 damage. That is freaking insane. So thank you, Moist Chungus, Sherman, Tank, Napoleon Bonaparte, and Johnny, all for at least now or at one point being awesome Patreon supporters, and also for this game. Damage-wise, you can see here the most damage was barely Johnny, and I can kind of see why. His Su-85s were pretty damn good. Hold on, let me pull up Johnny. Yeah, his Su-85s are really freaking powerful, and if I look on him, oh, I'm sorry, that's not Johnny. This should be Johnny. Yeah, 57,000 damage from that. Napoleon Bonaparte, again, his IS-152, 40,000. A lot of kills with the Katusha. Very good job in that regard. Moist Chungus is best unit with the Firefly, 62,000. So right now he is the best tank destroyers. Although, 60,000 from the Jacksons. Though the Jacksons took a lot of casualties with 8. Whereas, again, Fireflies were only lost 2. So again, take or leave it. But overall, let's double check Sharf. I'm assuming the Tiger, 21,000. Princess Bubblegum, we have 30,000 with the Panthers. Black and White, we have 43,000. Very good job with his Panthers. For a while there, he was doing really good, and then he kind of lost them all. And then Barracuda, I'm assuming is... Oh, Jagdpanzers, yes, they were doing very well, though he lost a ton of those suckers. So they did do a lot of damage, but Also, I love how at the last second of the game, I see a Pack 43. Like, dude, you needed it up like 30 minutes ago at the bare minimum. Oh my! Once the Katyushas were gone, there was no real artillery. This would have wrecked a lot of Allied armor in the middle, especially a little bit. I think a little bit closer would have been better. You would have wrecked all this stuff. It was just when popping shots, and then you could have easily take this side. That's me, especially with a big German push. Having Pack 43 providing supportive fire against an allies that are they don't know about it would have been great. But yeah, I think additional AT guns and infantry support by the Germans would have won it, though they're doing a hell of a good job with just armored units versus the tank destroyer lines of the Allies. Once again, Allies, great job. Napoleon Bonaparte got most kills, and we can see here Schnarf got most kills, which, again, surprising because he may not got the most damage, but damn, he had a lot of heart in his game. And like I said, he is the weakest player on the Axis side, and he did, like, in my opinion, probably some of the best plays. So very nice job, Schnarf. Very good job. But in any case, on the Allied team, I would probably have to say I liked Johnny, your IS-2. I really did. The IS-2 was, like, my personal favorite. Although, even though I'm sincerely like it, probably the best unit I saw was those Fireflies. They just wrecked. They cut through Panthers left and right. So, very good job, Moist Chungus. Very good job in that regard. And, of course, Katyushas did really well, too. So, a lot of great things to highlight in this game. So, hopefully, you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, the sub, the like, whatever you end up doing. And, of course, make sure you submit your replays like this game. Make sure you put a title, description, and make sure that you include the replay. Very important you include the replay. Also, if you have a moment in a replay, but not the replay itself, that's great. Let's say you do an amazing action, but the replay itself sucks. Don't worry, I'll still cover your moment. Just mark it down, say your top moment and what time it happened, and I'll cover it. I cover replays about 3 week, and I cover moments with play of the week, usually about once every week to every other week, depending on how many I get. So if you submit them, I get to put that video up every week, which I love doing. So make sure you do it. But in any case, it's been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time. Hello everyone, before I go, I want to give a special shout out to my awesome Patreon supporters that include Tim, Nathan Angus, Jordan Shavit, Jakub, Ocwieja, Aaron Yee, WhiteHodD, Toussaint, Streakingwookie, Sebastian, Marszalek, PyroShark, Onlyplayapples, Lil Koosh, jrchicklis, JP Vaal, Josh, Joey G240, Jfoe, Chris Bailey, Ace, and Milam. Thank you all for your incredible support, and thank you to the Patreon supporters down below. This has been Greyshot17. I'll see you guys next time.